Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Transport Fever on the North Atlantic map. For the last couple of episodes we've been redeveloping up near Port Nelson, which for those of you who've been following the series even slightly will know already that it is our primary distribution area for fuel and oil. You know, what we've got built here is a couple of stations, because it's soon going to be, we're going to fuel, oil and food. If you like oily cattle, you've come to the right place, all distributed from the same area. As part of the build, what we did last time around is we set up this depot facility, which, you know, it looks quite sporting, I think. You know, it's quite dramatic. Do I need 4 depots there? No, I don't, but I've got them anyway. And you know, just to make up for having 4 depots, I've also got 4 kind of points boxes, switching sheds, signal facilities, yard things, which is great. But you know, actually, you know what? I want to put some signals on here. Do you know why I'm putting signals on here? Because I want to, and that's the only reason. I think they'll look good. There we are. See, look at that. Brilliant signals. Fantastic. So for more of this, stick around, because today we're going to try and hook up the main line on here, main line, both to the south and north to the incredibly complicated area I've got up here. It's going to be a disaster, so you're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. Right then, we shall start out with the easy stuff, and as easy as it gets, and that means connecting this lot up here. Now, this particular goods station will be receiving some goods in the form of oil and food, but it won't be going any further than that. And that's what this first platform is for. So that will be a receiving only. The reason I've got a set of points on there is purely so that the whatever train I set up on there can actually get to the depot. You know, we've gone to the hassle of putting a depot together. We might as well let the thing, you know, get there. These first couple of lines are going to be non-electrified throughout, which is going to be our primary goods route. But I will make use of all 4 tracks. Or will I? Yeah, I'm going to make use of all 4 tracks, because it doesn't make any sense not to. Because once we get beyond the intersection here for the depot, then we can use this as a queuing facility for trains trying to get to their final destination. But what it doesn't need to be is electrified. We're electrified from this point on purely because passenger trains have got a... No, hold on. Passenger trains have a chance of being electrified. So where are you putting your passenger services? Well, I think we'll put a passenger depot... we'll put a passenger station in here. Right? What have we got? 320's good. And then what we'll try and do is we'll try and line... Steady. We'll try and line it up with the existing track, because that will look right good. There you go. That looks great. Does that look great? Has it got everything we need? You need electrification. You don't need a second straight connection because there's nowhere to put it. And about there. There we go. Right. Good. Nice. I like it. Yeah, so I mean, you know, it's not ideal to have the passengers arriving on that side, but for convenience sake, no, not for convenience sake. You could have flipped them around; it wouldn't have been the end of the world. Although, actually, this inside lane here being the one inside track being the kind of the short route for both oil and food deliveries here direct. You know, kind of suggests that this is the right side to be on. Anyway, right, we're not a tree gun yet. You had enough tree gun last time around. Have some smoothing. There you go. Let's see how you feel about that. Let's get rid of all of these bits. And you know, once I've done with this whole section, we'll polish the entire area and make it look, you know, halfway decent. I was very tempted to get drawn into, you know, roading and bridging at that point, but we're not quite there yet. But I do need to electrify a bit more of this track for the passenger route, which will come off here. Right, so we'll passenger up along there, right, and then we'll merge it across both lanes onto that one for when it's going in one direction. Is that prudent? We'll keep the speed up a little bit. Let's do that. And then another one about here. There we are. And then we can finally connect Port Nelson up to civilization for passengers, so that hopefully Port Nelson itself starts to grow. I mean, I don't need it to grow, but it will get arguably the finest the finest service where goods delivery is concerned. So it should look quite good. In fact, you know, this is quite an imposing little station setup we got here. I'm quite pleased with myself. You don't need to be. I already am. Anyway, that's good. That's looking about right. Right, let's do the easy bit first. So I want to get the big boy, which is currently trundling down towards Chicago. I want to get that out of the way, and then we can match up our track here. That's plenty. Thank you. Right, track match up. So we've got a corner in the track already there, so I could make the corner a little bit. In fact, you know, you're getting rid of thousands of miles of track here. There we go. Right. Okay. Well, you know, so much for keeping it cheap. Right. So if we drive this one up here, and that'll be number 3, and then this one. So this is the goods line that we got here. So this will have that it should be pretty damn busy. These other 2 lines at the moment are only thinking about servicing for passengers, which will be 1 train in total. Now that's quite wasteful and will lead to quite a few queues of an unnecessary nature. Why are you giving me trouble? Don't give me trouble. Do the thing. So yeah, so I will end up. Well, I don't know. Why are you diverting? I don't want you to divert. Maybe it's because it's electrified. Maybe it's diverting due to electrification. Well, that might not necessarily be a bad thing. But we'll keep them together for the majority of the journey. The question is purely one of action at the other end when you know, we shuffle things around to get them to the right platforms. But I don't even need to connect the rest of those until we start throwing more trains down it. And right now, the only train going down there is the big boy. So, you know, we're possibly a little early for that to be necessary. Now, I am going to need trains to be able to get to whichever track they fancy. So I'm going to need some kind of shuffly, fiddly kind of an idea. And we're going to have 1 batch of track that goes up that way. Please hold. Yeah, trucks. This is your early and indeed only notice. I'm putting you out of business. You're done here. We are no longer trucking oil. We're going to send it by train. It's pretty dramatic, but hey, look at this. This refinery is, you know, it's how busy is it? A 1600 limit. Wonderful. That's great stuff. Let's do the easy stuff. Right, so we've got one that goes out like this, because I figure that by doing the easy stuff, we might get a suggestion of how to put the rest in as well. Right, how are you performing there? Okay, all right, fine. Now this end number here, this is actually a dedicated line. It is the Port Nelson Port Nelson line. This is a terrible idea. Put all the track in once, or you're going to end up with a bird's nest. Why are you fighting me? You shouldn't be fighting me. You should be, you know, willing to create a set of points there. No matter. So I need all four. Here are our primary four, right? And it goes down, up, is what I decided it did. Rightly or wrongly, possibly both. Let's connect up here as well. You know what else? In order to make life easier for myself, because I can't rule out that I might move this this station. Let's do that, right? And then let's send you back to the depot, and then we'll send you back to the depot as well. Now, you know, this is going to, you can find a route to the depot, trust me. Do a bit of that. Good. You, depot. Unable to find a route to the depot. You definitely can find a route to the flipping depot. Look, it's here. Here's the route to the depot. See? Yeah, I know, it's already part way across the points. So if you were to turn around, you're in the depot. All right, sell it. I'm selling it because, oh, shut up. Oh, just hush. Let's slow things down a bit. Look, if you were to just turn around, right, and go. No? Okay, right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll build a special bit of track just for you, soldier. How about that? There you go. Now, get yourself into the depot. Yes, toot. Depot. Honestly, I got prima donna train drivers who can't think for themselves. Actually, that's possibly just as well. Right, good. And then we'll sell that as well. Right, now, bulldoze all of this. We can do it better. We can also do the station better as well. Can we, though? Are you sure about that? Now, the trick with this station is it has to hit the docks here, and it has to hit the oil well. I don't like it. Hey, no one ever won anything by being timid. Be bold. That's what I always say. Apart from those times where I've been a little bit too bold, and then, you know, I go, oh, perhaps I was a bit too bold. See, we'll give it a nicer bit of road. We'll smooth this lot. No, we need that. Go on, just give me max capacity on that one. There we are. Yeah. Tidy it up. How's that look? Ooh, smooth. Like a baby's behind. Excellent. Bit more smooth? Bit more smooth. Smooth the hell out of it. Money's no object. Make her smooth. There we are. Right. Okay, now, so I better put that in before I unpause again. Otherwise, you know, the whole system's gonna come unstuck. We will have one platform here. Do we think that's enough? We do think that's enough. It doesn't need that. Probably doesn't need that, unless it does. Right, and it needs to sit. Yeah. So if the development team are listening, having the docks glow a little bit more obviously when they're in catchment would be quite useful. Right? They glow, yes, they do. But, you know, just a little bit more would make this kind of maneuvering somewhat easier. Right, okay, so this is what we had before, right? Where construction is no longer possible, or there's too much slope, possibly both. There we go, that's that. Is that it? Yeah, okay, good. Catchment on both. What we're gonna try, oh dearie me, this could be very, very exciting. If, you know, your idea of excitement involves a bendy station. I know mine certainly does. There we go. That looks great. And it's so great, in fact, that we can smooth the rest of this out. Smooth the rest of this out. This high power smoothing tool is a thing of beauty. Go on, get it done. Yeah, there you are. Right, might as well do this since we're here. There we are. I won't be long. Give me a mo. There we are. There are. They are terrific. Just as nature intended. Okay, right. So, actually, the 3 is probably more than we need. Hold on. I'm about to reverse my position on that. Nope, the 3 is exactly what we need. There we go. And we'll cut the corner as neatly as we can. Something like that. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? It looks good enough. Amazing. Okay, right, and then we'll high speed this just so it looks nice. Okay, we won't need high speed track here because the odds of anything doing high speed are nil. But we'll do it anyway, and then we'll route you onto there. Now, do we need to double track that? We haven't got room. The length of train that I'm likely to stick on there means that there isn't actually room to double track that thing. So this is going to be one big old train happily shuttling betwixt these two. So, you know, game over. Right. Now, I want this lot. So you only need to get to the depot. All right. You are the Port Nelson track. Okay. You are a track. So are you. And so are these lot. Okay. Now, there's a high chance I delete all of these. So if they look wonky now, it's because I haven't deleted any of it yet. Right? But we're going broadly in that direction. This one hooks up onto there. Right? Those 4 come in on these 4 with some bonus. Right, and then we also go around there, but we go around there as an 8 as well. Except we go... No, how am I going to make that work? I'm not. Not in its current form. We need that to come in on this side, I suspect. Although, isn't that the one I had here? No, it's not. There we go. Yes, right. Okay, good. Happy. Nice. I like it. We'll take it. Hold on. No, you're not thinking clearly, man. Okay, what I think is going to be easiest is if I run these 4 round in a swoop following our trend setter, our lead rail. Yes. And then we merge onto them from this station here. Right, so all of that track laying you just did, forget it, get rid of it. Right, totally worthless. All right, so well, that's exactly what we'll do then. We'll do this, right. The other thing that I'm going to need this to do, and I've got absolutely zero confidence it's going to be straightforward, is we're going to potentially need to shuffle these between different stations, or I'm going to need some points somewhere. Maybe it's on the station approach, but as you can see, we're already getting pretty close to the turn off for the oil refinery. So I might have a pretty tough time in getting a shuffly area set up. Over here, plenty of space, loads of room. All right, what are you thinking? Well, this goes into track 1, right? All right, so that needs to come around like that. Okay, you're cutting it pretty close, but we need to cut that as close as we can. And then you cut round in the opposite direction like that. Which is, you know, it's quite a nice little S-bend. All right, we'll get all of these following the same route, at least this far. So there will be, no, not there will be. There already is a fair amount of trial and error going into this because, well, so far it's trial. I think error is coming up presently. Did you say this was the easy one? Because that would have been a foolhardy notion to float it out there to the public. Okay, right. That looks good. And I mean, you know, right now, this is total overkill. There is no need for anything like this, this number of tracks. But in the future, there should be reason for all of them. You know, if I'm running anything dedicated up here now, I want that one to go out to there. Do I? No, let's keep them together. That's it. Let's keep them together. That's it. Yeah, okay. I've got it. I'm pretty sure I've got it. All right, like this. Like that. We'll send the Port Nelson line off on itself. Like that. Okay, good. Yes, that makes sense. And then, so that's Port Nelson. That's these are the electrified tracks there. So if I diamond that, actually let's make it a fairly short diamond. Then we can make use of both platforms. I'm going to need waypoints on those platforms. All right, so if we set this up with, you know, a waypoint gap for everything. It'd be quite nice if these waypoints actually were just on one side of the track for no other reason than it would just look nicer. I guess that, I mean, you know, it makes it less obvious which track it's talking about, but you know, it would look better. Anyway, meanwhile, we'll do something similar with this. So if we go about as far as there, right, and then diamond that up. Right, and then we'll run that one over onto that line. And this one over onto the other line. Like that. Keep it as close to the other one as possible so it looks good. Move it a little bit further so it looks better. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There you are. Perfect. Nice. There we go. Right. So the non-electrified line, which is the one that I've already described previous. Hold on. We've got another line left. What's that one for? Do we know? Is that one for anything? Okay. Well, you know, this is all on its lonesome. There's no reason we can't do the same with this. Right, drag it along a bit further, and then onto there, and then back it up a bit to here and go like that. Yeah, that's quite something. That'll work. Okay, cool. I mean, the trick then is purely in getting trains onto the right platforms at each end and making sure that each line has a dedicated platform. But that's, you know, that's no biggie. That's pretty straightforward. That looks all right. You know, spray it with trees, bang up a hell of a lot of signals. Everybody's happy. Okay, right, good. So that was successful. Now, here's the point at which I kind of go, you know what? This track is now too flaming bendy. It's going to need a bit more. Okay, well, we're going to need 2 years. So this one, we need to, something just, oh, no, brain knots tying itself up in. Right, okay, so this is the dedicated oil distribution line. All right, so if I drag that out over there, drag that out over there, maybe. Yeah, it can go on its own. It's only going to get used once. No, I like the look of them all swooping together. So that's what we'll aim for, is swooping together. Now this one is the dedicated what? Port Nelson. Right, so this needs to get hard over onto the furthest track onto there. All right, like it's not currently wanting to do. All right, so what if just give up? All right, so if I put a bit of track there, let's see where that gets us. Yes. How much? Actually, I don't care how much speed this potentially loses at this stage. Right, and then you zip it over onto there. Now, getting me signaling right here is going to be entertaining. Do you not want to get over all of those? So you'll quite happily go onto that one. What about over here? What about anywhere? Anything useful at all? Go a little bit further and then try it. No. Okay, right. What about coming in the opposite direction? You know that trial and error we were talking about just moments ago? Here it is. There we go. That's the way. Like that. Good. Now, because that's single track and because the food line is also single track, they can wait quite happily on their own platform, on their own bit of track while the other one's doing its thing. And there shouldn't ever be a problem with that. Right? Shouldn't ever be a problem with that. Okay, now what? Well, now we'll take this one down here. I don't like that curve. I preferred this one. Now, I mean, you know, I could defer the... No, I can't now because you've got your depot up there. I was about to say that I could defer this until after the station, but that's no longer no longer viable. Okay, well, first things first, we'll set these up with diamonds forever. Right. So what do we got here? So my two spare tracks are this one on the outside and this one on that side. Those two are permanently occupied, but they do need depot access. That's going to be the challenge we have there. And then what? You're thinking of you'd zip down onto that line. All right, that can't be too hard, surely. Brilliant. Okay. All right, and then diamond these up. In fact, it's probably going to be better if these end up as single track, using the diamond to allot individual platforms. Although that does interfere with our queuing capacity. But it might work better in getting this merger done. Well, let's press on, and if we get nothing good out of it, that one can go straight like that. That's easy. Yeah, you see that it's already suggesting that would be the easiest way to get things done, but you know, easy's for kids. Right. Okay. So if you're going down, then you could merge onto this one. Right. Okay. If we take it back to take that back to the points, it gets me the maximum amount of merging time. Right, so that would make that one work. Okay, and then you follow that down, and then you will hook up onto there. So let's get this first one on, and then maybe, so this one's gonna, I think this one's gonna fight me like the other one did, because you're track 2 as we look at it here. All right, how much space? We've got loads of space. Well, let's come down a bit further then. And it's only because we're crossing this gap that there's any doubt in my mind about this working or not. All right, so thinking about it, what are you? You're a down route. Okay, so you're heading that way. So where can I get to from there? So I can get either of these two platforms can go out on that one. That's fine. I think it. We're only going to find out for certain when we actually start, you know, setting up some routes on here, whether this is working or not. And if it's not working, then we'll you know, we'll have another thought. All right, yeah, that's good. And then these two on there as well. Ugh, don't like that much. Look, give me a hook up on there. Right, we've got a little bit of space left, and if I do the remaining 3 relatively quickly, it should look all right. Now there's a, you know, that's an unnecessary curve on that. And then what? Drag this one onto there. I don't feel it. I'm not certain about that. Okay, so we've got this, which is a single track route, right? So this is a single track platform. If it's going out, not a problem. We come down here, whiz up this bit of track, and we're home free, right? What we don't have is the ability to come back in, which will be on the opposing track on this one. Right, so that would need... You said it was single track, right? That means you're running a lot of stuff up that single track. Yeah, that's going to create some bad queuing. Yes, it may well create some bad queuing, but I think that with clever signaling and clever points, we can potentially avoid or evade the bad queuing. Now, I don't want to be doing that quite so late in the day. It would be better if you were merging a bit sooner. So let's ball to the doze. Right, get you to follow this curve here. Right, at least as far as there. Then get you to merge on. Now, this last track is only needed for the dedicated oil train. So that will only be used if we retire the whole train, which seems unlikely. Far more plausible is that you know, something else happens instead. Yes, far more plausible is that something else happens. Right, okay, that's your lot. Yeah, I know, talk about an abrupt ending. You were thinking like, oh, this is coming on. I can't wait to see how complicated this is. Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to wait until the next episode. Thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Next time around, we have 3 loose ends to tie up, a whole bunch of points to put in, signals out the wazoo, something down there, buy a couple of trains, send them rolling. We'd get all that done, I guarantee it, probably. Thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Chuck a like at this one if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you've not done so already, being sure to press the notification bell if that's the kind of thing you like pressing. I'll be back with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.